Hey guys, what is up? It's Alex here, and today we're bringing another episode of the career mode walkthrough on F1 2012. Now, I've been feeling the AI has been really fast in recent races, so what I wanted to do is switch it to professional for one race and see how it went. And to be honest, it was way too easy. If we look here, I qualified on pole by nearly a second, and you know, I'm in a Toro Rosso compared to them in their Ferraris and their McLarens, which are normally at least 2 seconds faster in normal race conditions or qualifying conditions in real life. So beating them by a second was actually quite amazing because obviously they were quite easy. So I kind of thought at this moment, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to switch it up to Legend. And it is quite an interesting race when we get into it, but overall the underlining sort of fact here is that the pro difficulty is not fast enough to even warrant me going on it, because it just makes really boring videos and makes it an unrealistic championship. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the gameplay a little bit more than just a random topic, because I think in races around Monaco it's a bit more entertaining to talk about gameplay, because everything has to be so precise and accurate to make sure that you have a good race, because one little slip up and you're right into the barriers. And I did have a little mistake later on in the race and I did lose bits of my front wing, but I still managed to hold it together, and I never managed to get any of the track really perfect, but I think I got it good enough to warrant sort of a good position. And yeah, I did make some mistakes through these sections. I think that is the most fun part of the track there. We were pretty much flat out through that little section. I think is that the swimming pool? I'm not too sure, but it's really nice going through there, flowing perfectly. And you can see here, Button tried to drive it down the inside of me, but he got stuck in between the wall because I was taking the racing line. He was trying to drive it down the inside, and we came into a little bit of a mistake where he crashed into the side of me. So I think he lost a bit of time out of that. But anyway, we'll move on a bit later into this first stint. We can see now I've moved down to the lean fuel mixture to save a bit of fuel, because in this sort of time I knew I wasn't really going to be very good if I just stormed off and tried to get as much pace as possible. So I tried to hold up the pack a little bit, try and group it together a little bit, and leave it in the lean fuel mode was probably the best way to do it, because it meant they were all going behind me and I was saving fuel, and they really didn't have an opportunity to overtake me, because Monaco is so close, so tight. It's really hard to overtake unless you have a really brave maneuver into a turn like turn 1, or maybe into the last turn if you're really lucky. So here we go, moving on to lap 6, coming into the pits. I think we are here, and we're going to move on to the prime tyres, which are normally just the soft tyres. I think they are the yellow striped tyres, and we'll mix it up to fast fuel mode and make sure that we get out of the pits and do some hot laps and get out ahead of everyone once again. So you can see Ricciardo's actually in 12th position, but that's not even before he's pitted. He's dropped a long way back, and I don't know why he dropped so far back. I think it must have been a first lap carnage, because if I remember at the first lap there was quite a lot of carnage behind me going into turn 1, and lucky to be up the front and not involved in that. But yeah, I think there's a bit of carnage at the back of the field in the first lap, which really ruined a lot of the races. And you can see at the end, Ricciardo only missed out by 1 place by getting into the points. So a bit annoying for Toro Rosso, but I did grab a good amount of points for this. And it's going to be a bit annoying. As you can see there, Button crashed into the wall, which is even weirder. I think he retired from the race. But what am I saying? It's a bit weird that I'm so far up in the standings now in the Toro Rosso, and I I'll definitely put it on legendary for the next race, because it's just really boring when you see me going around in the lead and having a fast car when I really shouldn't be. So coming out in the points was quite reassuring, considering I had already made my pit stop and everyone in front of me hadn't. So it was nice to see that I had a pretty good strategy on my hand at the moment, that even if everyone sort of kept going and got ahead of me out the pits, I would have still got at least a point. But you can see here there was really close with one guy here. I think this is Kobayashi. We're going to go out this corner side by side. Here's the inside line, but I do get the curves. I use a tiny bit of curves here to get in front of him and make sure I get the position, and that was a close one. I mean, if I was like 1/10 or 1 second slower, you can see I would have lost all of the positions. And you can see here as well, we all jumped the other guys in the pits as well. Kobayashi gets up to 2nd position, and I didn't really expect to see Kobayashi in 2nd position. And then we look there, 3rd and 4th is also Hulkenberg and Perez, so 3 stars for the future right there, up in the top 4 in Monaco in my race. But I think that's a bit weird that they all came up into the top 4. A bit of a mistake there from me, and I think you can see at the moment I've lost a bit of my front wing. I think I pretty much lost the front wing, or parts of the end plates on the start of when I came out the pit, so I kind of messed it up a little bit. I had to pit for some repairs and a front wing through my pit stop as well, so I lost out a bit of time to Kobayashi and the rest, but still I got a pretty decent result in the end, as you can tell. And you know, it does get a bit mixed up later on, don't worry, it doesn't get as boring. And I can never get that corner right. I always have to sort of cut the corner a little bit. I always have to put like 2 wheels over the inside of the sort of corner, or on the inside of the sort of curb. Otherwise I just can't make the corner whatsoever. I don't know why it's that. I don't know whether it's just the F1 game or not. And you can see there another little spin. I'm starting to really just lose concentration, and Kobayashi is homing in on me, and this could be an absolute thriller if something happens. I can see there they're telling me to pit, but I just don't want to pit whatsoever because I know that Kobayashi is right behind me, and I know Hulkenberg and Perez are going to be, or even Grosjean are going to be really fast. You can see here, oh, crashed around on lap 19. The rain has started coming down in Monaco. Kobayashi right behind me, and now we go on to the final lap with Kobayashi literally about 4 seconds behind me, 3 seconds behind me. He dropped behind back markers and lost a lot of time, but in these last couple of sectors he's going to home in on me so much. I have literally no grip in these corners. I'm sliding about everywhere. I have no grip whatsoever. You can see they're going through that corner a lot slower than normal, and sliding through here, having to correct the car, otherwise it would spin out. And you can see they're 1.4 down on my previous lap, and on my previous lap was still in the rainy conditions, just having no grip whatsoever. Now it is pretty much intermediate conditions, and you can see Kobayashi's caught me up by about 9/10 in the first sector, and now he's going to be on an absolute charge to these last couple of sectors to see if he can grab the win at the last seconds of the race. But now through the tunnel it's a bit drier. That's a good thing to relieve the tyres of not being under so much stress. And now we're on the standard fuel mix, which obviously is alright, and having to go across the chicane, losing a lot of time by doing that because I had to almost stop by doing it, and losing a lot of time once again. I think I lost about 7/10 of a second getting sideways through here. We'll see through the next split. The last split was 2 seconds, 2.1 seconds. It is now 1.5 seconds, so we lost 6/10 out of those 2 mistakes through those couple of corners. Now going to the last corner, Kobayashi right behind me, less than a second now. This is about 2/10 of a second. Goes to the move down the inside, doesn't have enough grip to pull it off. Now with the final corner, Kobayashi still behind me, going across to the line to win at Monaco. And that was a pretty crazy race. It was on professional difficulty, I admit it, and I will change it up for the next race for sure, guys. I'm sorry about it being so easy and a bit of a boring race until the end there, but hopefully that will help us in the standings. Obviously it will help us in the standings, and I think it puts us up a bit too high in the standings. But this has been my only professional race, so I have actually got a win and also a podium on legitimate pace. So who knows, hopefully we can get some good positions in the future on Legend. But guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. It's been Alex, I'm out of here. Bye.